Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., all rights reserved.
And now, back to a man who didn't let being named one of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America go to his head.
Woo! Woo! Yes! In your face!
He's Jim Blasingame, the Small Business Advocate.
Welcome back, 34 after the hour. Thank you very much for staying with me. Thanks for hanging out with me. Always a pleasure to continue to be with you. We got our good friend Debbie Meyer back on the show. We've missed her, haven't we, folks? Yeah, Debbie is the CEO and the founder of Housewares America, Inc., and you've seen her on television. You've seen her beautiful face on the shopping networks, and or at least maybe just one of them, and where she's selling like a zillion green bags, and of course my favorite, the cake cutter, one of the most successful inventors of our time, a very successful entrepreneur, and giving back like crazy to folks, especially ladies, which we appreciate very much about her. Debbie Meyer, welcome back.
Well, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here.
I still love my cake cutter.
You still love
my pie
cake.
cutter. And how I can expand the size so I can get as big a piece as I want.
Yeah, I understand.
Do you have
completely.
a belt? You don't have a belt cutter, do you, where I can expand my belt?
I'll work on that for you.
Work on that for me. Hey, Debbie, thanks again for hanging out with us. You know, when I think of small business owners, having been one now, you know, for a long, long time, and as I tell my audience, there's nothing that they can go through that I haven't either gone through or seen. And, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you have too. But when I think of it, I think about, remember on the poker shows, the Texas Hold'em shows on television, where at some point in time, some guy just reaches down and he gets all of his chips and he just pushes them to the middle of the table.
Right.
Everything but his underwear, right? And the term is all in.
Right.
All in. When I think of small business owners, almost every day of our lives, we're all in, aren't we?
We certainly are. And it's not an insignificant thing to face that every single day.
Right. No. And it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for sissies, is it?
Oh, I say that all the time. If you think it's cheap, fast, and easy, you're in the wrong. You're thinking about the wrong business.
But somebody asked you a question recently, didn't they, about this?
Yes. Well, somebody actually. Well, actually, I get this question more often than I would think it would happen.
Yeah.
And they ask me how much effort or time is appropriate to invest in a small business or your own business. And, you know, in my head, there is a silent answer.
You want to laugh and you want to cry.
And,
you know, what
what
they said about the great movie? I laughed, I cried.
Yeah, I don't want to articulate what was in my head at the moment.
And it's a good thing that you can't actually get to them, because you want to either grab them by the shoulders and shake them, or do the mow on the Three Stooges thing and pop them on the forehead with the flat of your hand. The
short answer is, how long is a piece of string? You know, I don't. Obviously, people have this question, and I'm fascinated by people having the question. However, you have to answer it, and you know the answer that always first comes to mind is, you know, you have to have measurable success. There has to be goals at some point that you have to measure this success or lack of it. Otherwise, it's just a hobby.
That's right.
It's, you know, you're not really working at it. And you have to decide by what metric that success will be measured.
And you get to do that. That's the good thing about small business.
Right.
We're not beholden to Wall Street. You get to decide that, and I don't get to decide that for you. Now, if you can't pay the bills, then the marketplace will decide for you.
Sure.
Your stomach will decide for you, right?
Yeah.
But no, really, I love saying this to people, because if you're a small business owner, you get to decide about what success is. But you know, the correct answer to that question is, I hope you don't like to sleep much.
Oh, really? I mean, You know, I always tell people that working...
I hope you don't mind not having weekends.
Please. What was that word again?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Working hard is not a guarantee of success, but without effort, you pretty much can guarantee you're not going to have the success.
Right. No, that's exactly right. But you know, the other thing I've had people say is, how many weeks will I have to go before I can start drawing a paycheck?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's one of my favorites.
And I say weeks.
Well,
how about years? I know people who've gone years without drawing a paycheck for their business.
You know, it really is.
But that didn't mean they weren't successful. It just meant that they reinvested it.
Absolutely. And how much is enough? It's how much does it takes what it takes.
Right.
You know, some people don't like it if I can't give them a number. Like I can't say, well, you have to work 47 hours.
If they don't get it, if you give them a break for asking it to start with, and it sounds like they don't get it, they just say, you need to go dust off your resume and go work for somebody.
Exactly.
Because you're a sissy. You're not going to make it. Hold on to that thought, Debbie. We're going to be right back, folks, with Debbie Meyer. We got more of this reality TV, reality radio, I should say, after these messages. Stay with me.
Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., intended for the private use of our audience. Except as otherwise provided by copyright law, all other copying, redistribution, or publication without prior written consent is prohibited. All rights reserved.